Dueling Network was released on May 17, 2011. It was one of the first unofficial online simulators for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, allowing players to have access to every card in the game and play against opponents from all around the world. Since Dueling Network updated its database with all available Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards as soon as they reached their official release date, players could now test new decks and strategies faster and more efficiently than ever before, and in parallel with in-person tournaments, an entire online community would flourish, sometimes even bleeding over into in-person play. In this series, both MBT and myself will be traversing the sands of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Each episode will take a deep dive into Yu-Gi-Oh's past formats and unlock new strategies as new sets become available. Strap yourselves in because anything is possible. Welcome to the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMOOOoooo5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
The history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a series that encompasses a lot of things. Early on, it felt like Cimo and I were assessing the card pool of a solved format from 2002, and it's kind of morphed into a love letter to competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! And its community. For that reason, we've spent a lot of time talking about the decks and duelists that put Yu-Gi-Oh! On the map. But one thing we haven't talked a lot about is the online community. Certainly there were forum posters all throughout Yu-Gi-Oh's history, but in 2013, the online community starts to take off in a big way. And that's in part because of Dueling Network. Now, many of you may not remember the precursor to Dueling Book, but Dueling Network was the first really accessible way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Online. Sure, we had Yu-Gi-Oh! Online in the past, but there were many quirks that prevented that from being taken seriously as a competitive simulator. Dueling Network allowed you to do pretty much anything as a manual simulator, and as a result, it caused not only an explosion of people playing the game, but also enticed a lot of competitive players and YouTubers to the scene. In early 2013, the YG Overdose Dueling Network Tournament Series starts being held, and it's attended by some of the best players in the world. Some of the greatest Yu-Gi-Oh! That has ever or will ever be played was played in 2013 on one of the grodiest UIs that you've ever seen. It's hard to express just what an online, easily accessible simulator meant to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. Previously, if you wanted a playtest, you were ripping pages out of a notebook to proxy up cards and hoping you could find enough people around you that played Yu-Gi-Oh! At a similar level to you to test what was working and what wasn't. You don't get a lot of brownie points or knowledge for dunking on idiots. But now, thanks to the ELO system on Dueling Network, you could swap out cards at a moment's notice and immediately queue up into people who were at least close to your skill level. The result was a ton of testing on a ton of individual cards that otherwise never would have seen the light of day. The data the Dueling Network allowed us to gather was unparalleled. Having an easily accessible online simulator also did something else for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, something that Alex and I do to this day. It allowed the first Yu-Gi tubers to prosper. People figured out that not only could they play against opponents on Dueling Network, they could upload videos of them playing against their opponents on Dueling Network and make some money off of it. One of the first really big Yu-Gi tubers was an individual named Pink Reaper 1, who started uploading in late 2011. His signature deck, Pink Plants, is what I am playing today. Now, I'll just be honest with you, this deck is not fantastic. It's great for an environment in which you can one-trick a deck like this, get really good at it, and expect that some amount of your opponents are going to be functionally free wins just because their skill level is lower than you, but in reality, they're trying to play a Quasar Turbo deck in a format with a whole bunch of trap cards. That said, the deck is exceptionally cool, super interesting, has a lot of diverging lines of play, and it's not hard to see why it was the centerpiece to one of the first real big successes in the Yu-Gi tubing sphere. Now, notably, a good deck on Dueling Network does not a good deck in tournament play make. Dueling Network's ELO system means that if you are playing 10 matches in an hour and averaging a 65% win rate, you are climbing higher than someone who's completing 2 with an 80% win rate. For that reason, decks that win fast, decks that you can solitaire and know the lines in and out before you enter the game, and decks that your opponent will scoop against are much better than long, grindy control mirrors. Alex will be playing one of those decks, a Dueling Network pub stomper, while I'll be playing a 2013 update to Pink Plant. So let me walk you through the minutia of this Pink Reaper 1 list. We've got 2 copies of Maxi, 2 copies of Effect Veiler, 2 copies of Tragodia, and 1 copy of Gores. Pretty normal for this period. We're also playing the Chaos Monsters we're allowed to, a BLS and a Chaos Sorcerer, and here's where the fun begins. 3 Junk Synchron, 2 Doppel Warrior, 1 Quick Draw Synchron. These are all very good cards, but also very good is Tuningware. This can be a 1 or a 2 for a Synchro Summon, and you get to draw a card when it's sent to the graveyard for a Synchro Summon. We've got 3 Naturia Cherries. This is a 1-star plant tuner, enables a really easy formula Synchron with any of our token generators, and protects our life total. 1 copy of Gen X Ally Birdman, 3 copies of Raikou Lightsworn Hunter, a Debris Dragon, a Lone Fire, a Dandelion, a Spore, and a Level Eater, one of the first decks to really make use of this card. We've got a Dark Hole, a Heavy Storm, a Mind Control, a Monster Reborn, triple Mystical Space Typhoon, a 1-for-1, a Pot of Avarice, a Reinforcement of the Army, and 2 Tuning. Now, if you're expecting this to be Quasar Turbo, you're going to be a little disappointed. This deck plays a pretty slow early game, trying to accrue enough resources on the field and in the graveyard while you draw into your powerful cards like Doppel Warrior. For that reason, a lot of your early turns are spent setting a Naturia Cherries and hoping that your opponent doesn't kill you, something that's hardly guaranteed against the deck that Alex is playing. But I do hope I get to show off some of the cool synchro plays this deck can do. We've got a Catastor, an Ancient Fairy Dragon, an Armory Arm, a Black Rose Dragon, a Drill Warrior, a Formula, a Frozen Fitzgerald, an Iron Chain, a Mistworm, a Scrap Dragon, an Orient Dragon, a Shooting Quasar Dragon, a copy of Shooting Star Dragon, a Stardust, and a TG Hyper Librarian, obviously. So, I hope I can do this old Yugi tuber proud, but realistically I'm going to make a ton of mistakes piloting this very complicated deck.
This is going to be one hell of an episode. We are now venturing into an era of Yu-Gi-Oh! That a lot of people may not be entirely familiar with, and that is the era of online Yu-Gi-Oh! Joseph and I decided we would actually take a little detour from traditional advanced constructed tournament style Yu-Gi-Oh! And talk about an era that actually deserves some attention, because the release of Dueling Network actually just brought forth the era of people being able to play online, and I think forever as a result of that, the initial skill gap of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player wanting to play competitively rose for the foreseeable future, because you had access to every single card available, could play with opponents essentially at any given time, and the fact that you had these tools at your disposal meant that you were able to play more than ever instead of just having to go to your local card store or play with friends at the kitchen table. So, introducing one of the all-stars of the online format, Electrum Otk. Now, this deck was very popular online, but it did actually receive a top 8 finish in March of 2013. I believe it was YCS Austin, but I don't remember for sure, piloted by Robert Boyajian, and holy shit, this deck looks insane. So let's go ahead and do the card by card. Elemental Hero Electrum is the heart and soul of this deck, because there is an FTK, or I guess rather an OTK, because you can't do it on turn 1, revolving around this card. We'll talk about that momentarily. Let's go ahead and start with the card by card first. So first is 3 card D, just to draw us as many cards as possible. We're looking to assemble a 2-card combo of both Fusion Gate and Chain Material. These 2 cards, if we can resolve them without any interruption, we are going to have a way to OTK our opponent immediately, even through some of their possible disruption as well, and I really hope we get to show this off, because this OTK is incredible. How this works is that because Electrum on summon returns all banished monsters back to the deck, actually in tandem with Fusion Gate means that you have infinite fusion fodder, and so going through a couple of Electrums, which then overlay into a Gustav Max for 2,000 damage, form a loop that ultimately just allows you to deal infinite damage to your opponent. It's completely irrelevant if their life points are 50,000, you're going to kill them because you can commit to this loop as many times as you need to. But going back to the main deck, we have 1 Bubble Man. We need to play Bubble Man, Avian, Burstinatrix, and Clayman, because those are the 4 materials we need for Electrum. So all 4 of of these are bricks. Like Bubble Man's okay because you can special it. It also helps make Absolute Zero, and you can overlay it for Dweller, and it gets like the attack boost. So that's like decent. Clayman does have 2000 defense, so against a deck like Dino Rabbit or a deck like Fire Fist or any of those weird decks, you could just set this and they would have to waste removal on it because 2000 defense is like decent, but Avian and Burstinatrix were just terrible. You just never wanted to draw these, and I hope that we never do. We have one Stratos, of course, because it's the best one, and honestly, that's it for the monsters because we're just trying to do the OTK, and everything else, like you're just playing a traditional like hero beatdown deck with like Stratos and Alias like Joseph's played in several episodes prior. For the spells, Darkhold, double E-Call, triple Fusion Gate because we want to see this as fast as possible. One of the neat things about this is that the Shining is one of the cards we could go into rather frequently because Alias is a light, and so as a result of that, Shining sort of like facilitates our hero beatdown plan, which is sort of secondary to the chain material, but you need to be just like doing something while you're trying to assemble the combo, and the Shining can get quite large in this deck very quickly, so there's a secondary use for Fusion Gate outside of just doing the traditional shenanigans. Double Duality because again, more card filtering just to be able to see our combo pieces. One Rhoda goes with the 2 E-Calls, 2 Super Poly. This is actually kind of neat because we're playing almost every attribute of E-Hero, so we can actually go into most of the elemental hero fusions. Then we have triple Terraforming to go for our Fusion Gate, and then for the traps, we're playing a bunch of traps to just hold off the opponent until we assemble the combo, because we don't even have to really interact with them once we get to that point. So double Bottomless, triple Chain Material. If you've never seen this card before, anytime you fusion summon a monster this turn, you can remove from play from your side of the field, deck, hand, or graveyard fusion materials that are listed on that card. You can't attack this turn, but again, doesn't matter because you're just killing them with the Electrumite OTK anyway, and so thankfully that bypasses this restriction. 2 Dark Bribe, 2 Fiendish Chain, 2 Mirror Force, a Solemn Judgment and a Warning, and double Torrential Tribute. For the extra, of course, we have the triple Electrum, the man of the OTK, double Absolute Zero, because this is like probably the best one you could go into if you actually can't assemble the OTK. We have an Escuridao, we have 2 Gaia, we do have some decent Earths, and Gaia is like okay, but you do need him for the OTK as well. We need 2 of it for sure. We have a Great Tornado and a Nova Master, which are not needed for the OTK, but are just utility because we do have Avian and Burstinatrix, and I guess Stratos is a wind as well. Triple Shining, you do need this for the OTK, but you could also just play this normally, which is nice. And then we have an Abyss Dweller and a Gustav Max. Dweller is just in here because it's like the best utility for, and does come up especially against a deck like Mermail, which was very popular around this time, considering the last 2 episodes of history you might have watched. And for the side deck, obviously this is going to be tailored towards the meta at the time. A lot of Mermail hate in here specifically. So Banisher of the Radiance is good against Mermail. It's good against just any graveyard-focused deck. Double Maxi against the combo deck specifically to help us draw into our combo pieces and hopefully win. Triple Snowman Eater. This is for obviously like the Dino decks and just decks that have a hard time getting over a 1900. That also basically is a Man-Eater bug as well. It's also water for Ab-Zero, which is very important. Double Ryo for the decks that search a lot. I mean, there's plenty of those at this time. Triple MST just so that way we can ensure the back row is clear, so that way we're able to combo off. And triple Macro. It's interesting you can actually do the combo under Macro Cosmos, so being able to have this as another hedge against the graveyard reliant decks isn't too bad. So guys, I don't know how this is going to go. This might be an absolute disaster, but if we can pull off the OTK just once, I think that would be cool enough that, you know, whether we win or lose, it'll be a great episode all around. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. You know, Joseph, I gotta say, when we started off embarking on this journey of the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!, I didn't think we were going to be covering, like, this aspect of the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!, nor did I expect it to have, like, lore to it, right? I think it's actually rather fascinating that we're diving into this.
Yeah, I also was in the same boat. I was like, right, you know, history of Yu-Gi-Oh!, we'll just do competitive tops. Right. But it is kind of a disservice to the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! To discount what was, I think, really a turning point for competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! As sort of a beast, you know? Before Dueling Network specifically came out, playtesting was writing down names of cards on pieces of paper and jamming with other people you expected were around your skill level. And a lot of people just like did not have that opportunity. I think we can say probably with like 100% certainty that once Dueling Network came out, the quality of play of the average like Yu-Gi-Oh! Player just increased exponentially. It like now that everyone had access to everything and could try it, it really was something to behold.
Yeah, and this is something that people who may have started playing more recently may not have realized, that there's like a predecessor to Dueling book, right? Yep. And it's like basically the same software. It's a lot shittier by comparison if you played it. Yeah, literally. And it's just funny though that like this is how we played Yu-Gi-Oh, because this was like the best available means to, because you have to think there wasn't really like other ways to explore Yu-Gi-Oh outside from the other video games that existed, and just didn't really provide that sort of competitive experience. There was just no option to do that. And so enter Dueling Network, right? So this is gonna be fun, exploring online Yu-Gi-Oh meta at its finest. Let's go ahead and shout out the patron. It is Einstein's theory of MBT's relativity toes. Thank you for the support.
What? That one's what? That one doesn't even make sense. You guys got to get better with this one.
They do, evidently. So what do you got, buddy? What are you holding up? I'm gonna go with. Let me think. I'm gonna go even.
It is even. I picked 4. I panicked.
Okay, excellent. So I get to start then, and that may be the last turn you ever get this duel, you fool. I will go first. Hope I draw the God combo, and we can just wrap this one up in 5 minutes. Good luck, buddy.
Good luck to you too. So obviously, like the most powerful stuff on Dueling Network often mirrored real Yu-Gi-Oh, but often it like was a result of the specificity of ladder grinding, right? Stuff that wins hard, quick, and fast is way better than stuff that like draws out grind games, and I think we are going to see that here.
All right, I'm going to start with an E-call.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're going to grab your favorite card, Stratos.
There he is.
We're going to go ahead and run out the boy. We're going to get a search if that's okay.
I think God. Yeah, I think that is fine.
So with Stratos, let's go ahead and grab ourselves a Neos Alias.
Sure.
I'm going to Terraforming.
Oh, God. All right.
I'm going to add Fusion Gate to my hand. Then I'm going to... This one's kind of weird. I think... Yeah, I'm going to Duality. We're just going to go as deep as we can here.
Oh, thank God.
I kind of like Card, but I also sort of like Dark Hole. We're definitely not picking the Alias, that's for sure.
Are you sure? I think it'd be pretty good in this situation.
Yeah, I will grab this Dark Hole, actually.
Okay.
I think I feel a bit safe having that in my hand. I will set 1, and I will throw it your way, buddy. Go ahead.
I'll draw for turn. Oh, what a strange hand this is. I'm going to set 1 and pass back to you.
All right, very strange. I'll draw.
It's actually not that weird. If you go back to Pink Reaper's channel and watch a lot of his replays, a lot of the early game is just setting and passing and being like, kill me.
Okay.
You won't.
Just trying to basically get your combo assembled. That makes sense.
Right.
Let's go ahead and run out Alias.
Alias is also fine.
Battle, we're going to hit him with Stratos.
All right, this is a tuning wear.
Okay, interesting. And then I'll hit for 19. Got anything?
No.
All right. Second main then. I'm going to... I guess I'll fire another Terraforming. Like, why not?
Get a little concerned here. If you ever find chain material, I feel like I am just dead.
We're trying, buddy. I'll throw it to you.
Okay. Shoot, do I go for it here? Oh, that probably makes the difference. Okay, so I'm going to fire Tuning, which I drew off the top because I'm very good at Yu-Gi-Oh!
Excellent. So you're going to add a tuner and then mill 1.
All right, we're going
Such a fantastic card.
Add Quick Draw Synchron to hand.
Okay, this is where the demise begins. Yep.
And then we are going to mill a Level Eater. It was worth a shot.
Okay. That was pretty scary.
Ooh, Cherries is good, but not in this situation. Okay, we're going to normal summon a Junk Synchron, and we're going to target the Tuning wear. Okay.
Like, I didn't think I got this far.
Yeah, no. I am going to Synchro Summon the Junk Synchron. I'm going to treat the Tuning Wear as a 2. And we are going to go into a TG Hyper Librarian.
You get to draw for Tuning Wear.
I do. Oh! That was a decent draw. I'm going to banish a Light and a Dark.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, don't get too excited. It's not the really good one. It's just Chaos.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's still pretty good.
We're going to activate Chaos Orc. I'm going to try and banish your Stratos. Yeah, I think this is where the fun ends this turn. I'll go to combat and I'll attack with Hyper Librarian.
Yeah, I'll take 5.
Yeah, I just don't have all of the setup I'm looking for. I might have jumped the gun just a little too fast here. As is, I feel comfortable passing turn.
All right. Oh my god. All right, main 1. Okay, so the awkward thing about this board is that Chaos Sork will banish anything if I don't kill that, but Hyper Librarian will draw you cards and let you keep comboing if I don't address that. So I'm trying to find like some way to address both of them, but like aside from just like literally dark holing you, I don't know if that's even doable. Given the circumstances, I think that is what I'm gonna have to do.
That's fine.
I'm not thrilled about it, but I don't think there's really any other decent solution until everyone in the comments tells me otherwise.
Right.
I'm going to flip this Rhoda. With Rhoda, I'm going to grab Alias.
That's okay.
I'm going to activate Fusion Gate. I'm going to banish Alias and Avian for a Shining.
Ooh, Shining is really good. Yeah.
So he gains 300 for each elemental hero banished, and there are currently 3. So he is pumped up to 3,500 here. And I'm just going to try to dome you.
Yeah, I'll take 35.
That's going to be it for me, buddy. Go ahead.
Stand by main. Oh, right on time. All right, I'm going to normal summon Junk Synchron. I'm going to
All right, here we go again.
Cherries Engrave.
Sure.
Because a monster was specialed for my graveyard, I'll summon Doppel Warrior from my hand. This was the draw off the Hyper Librarian. I feel as though I've done something with it, but I don't know what. All right, so we are going to go Junk Synchron and Doppel Warrior into Cataster.
Okay.
We will trigger Doppel Warrior here.
Get your token, or 2 tokens, excuse me.
Yes. Oh, he's so chonky. He's so big.
He's big. Yeah, he's very big.
He's a 30... What?
35.
35. Oh my god. All right, so obviously we're always doing this. I'm going to send the cherries and a token off for a Formula Synchron.
This makes sense.
We'll draw a card here.
Sure.
Wow. That's interesting. Shining is so crazy on this board state because of how he works with Fusion Gate.
Yep. That is one of the things about this, is that not only can you just combo, like, if you draw it, but the interaction with Shiny exactly just makes him this recurring massive beater for your hero beat deck, you know?
Okay, I'm going to start spinning my wheels, and I'm going to see where this ends up.
That usually goes well for you.
Okay, so this is Dudu Kaka. I've been looking at this hand for like 20 minutes, but I think this is where I'm ending up. I'm going to send this Raikou to the grave to summon Quick Draw.
Okay, we knew you had this from the tuning. Sure.
Quick Draw effect here. We are going to summon Drill Warrior.
All-Star from a few years back. Sure.
True. I'll trigger the effect of the Drill Warrior. I am going to go to combat, and I will attack directly.
So I'll take 12, right?
Mm-hmm. Second main, I will trigger Drill Warrior.
That's fine.
We're going to send a Trigodia to the grave.
Okay.
And we'll banish him. Go ahead.
Let's draw. This is going to be a very sus play. I'm going to go to battle.
Oh, I see.
I'm going to attack Shining into Cataster.
I was hoping you wouldn't do that. That's fine, yeah.
So this will kill my Shining.
Yep.
This will trigger the Shining.
Yep.
I'm going to get back Stratos Avian.
Yep.
Then second main, I'm going to normal Stratos.
That's fine.
With Stratos, I will get Neos Alias.
Sure.
Then I will set a card and we'll throw it to you.
All right, stand by. Drill Warrior returns.
That he does. What do you add in the hand?
Wait, let me do math, actually. I may do something in your end of main. I think I'd probably have to go for it, yeah. Okay.
I was going to say, if it's chain material, you have 1 turn to actually address this.
Yeah, like, then the problem is now. Yeah, I'm going to get Chaos Sork to hand. We're going to banish a Light and a Dark. I'm going to summon Chaos Sork.
Chaos Sork is fine when it hits the field. There we go.
I will declare the effect of Chaos Sork targeting Stratos.
He's gone.
Hey, what the hell could the set card be that I really care about? I don't think there's anything. I'll go the Krabby Patty Secret Formula and Chaos Sork for Stardust. Combat.
Okay.
25.
Mirror Force.
Okay, you're going to make me Stardust. Sure. 24, 22.
I ain't dead. 46.
True, true, true. Any truers in chat? I'm going to go Drill Warrior here.
Makes sense.
We could have almost done it. Played around the Mirror Force. Birdman, the discard here. Back to you.
Okay. We'll draw. Excellent. Yeah, Stardust returns. So you get Drill Warrior back, which is pretty bad.
And I do want to say, Pink Reaper, if you're watching this video, I'm sorry. You put Drill Warrior in the deck, so I tunneled onto it. I'm going to do this every game. He's just such a neat card.
Oh. I think you're dead.
Oh, no.
Holy shit, did I find it? I think you're dead. Holy fuck. Okay. If this doesn't work, I'm dead anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I got to go for broke. All right. I'm going to activate Fusion Gate.
Oh, does this activate?
I think technically yes.
Sick. I'm gonna maxi.
That's fine. I'm going to fuse Alias and Cardcar
Sure.
for Gaia.
Oh my.
I'm going to target your Stardust, which will reduce its attack by half, and this card will gain the attack. So I will go 3450, and you will go down to 1250.
This is exact lethal? No, it's a little off.
This is not exact lethal until...
That's fine. Let me think here. All right, I'm gonna Veiler here.
You had to ruin it. You had to ruin it. Did you
I'm
draw
sorry,
that off the maxi?
No, I had it in hand. Don't worry.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I'm going to show you what I was going to do because it was cool. I mean, I'm probably still dead anyway, so whatever. I was going to fuse Avian and Burstinatrix to summon fucking Great Tornado and have your Stardust again. So Stardust would be killed. If Gaia killed Stardust, it was going to be exact, or not exact game, but actually over lethal.
Wow. I mean, you're still not in a bad position.
I'm fucking dead. There's no way this is going to work. You get to draw off your maxi, sir. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Okay, so Great Tornado halves everything. So if you want to put counters on them, just so we denote that. So Stardust is down to 1250. Neat. That's kind of sick. Wait. Oh, I'm a fucking genius. I can banish them both to summon another Gaia.
Oh my god. No, come on.
Let's go, baby.
Okay, come on. Something off the top. Okay, so Stardust, which is now at 1250, now goes to what?
Oh, this probably still isn't going to kill, right? So 1250, half of 1250 is what, 625?
Yeah, so he's 2825 into the 625.
Fuck, that still doesn't kill. Oh, man. I was trying to find some way. All right, well, whatever. I'll just hit over it because it's fun.
I have no fucking clue how much damage I'm taking.
Well, let me see. Wait, hold on. Wait, maybe these get banished. I need to make sure I do this properly. These are all banished. Yeah, no. So you're taking... So my Gaia gained 625. So my Gaia is 2825 minus... I think you're always taking 2200.
Okay.
Right? Is that how this works?
I have no idea. I'm going to be honest with you. You could have said any number
sure.
and I would say, yeah, of course.
Yeah, because you're at 625. I'm at 2825. So yeah, that means 2200. Okay. Well, that was cool. You're not dead, so I'm probably dead. Go ahead. Just finish me off.
Yeah, I think you're dead on board. Enter battle.
Yeah, I take 2 and then... Oh yeah, you can just do that too because that has an effect. Yep. All right. Well, game 1, that was entertaining. You know, this all would have just been avoided if I just added Bubble Man off of Stratos, because then I could have made Ab-Zero, and that would have at least been an annoying thing for you to have to kill. But I was really not wanting to banish the Electrum materials in case I got a chain material. 3 fusion gates in hand, by the way, at one point.
I figured it must have been that. I was like, what on earth is he finding that isn't doing it?
Yeah, it was not great.
That's a hand.
I would agree. I will set 3 cards and pass.
I'll draw for turn. Stand by main.
Sure.
All right, you know, it's plants, baby. Let's go.
E-call.
No problem.
Stratos.
Yep.
Effect.
Thinking here. Do I give a shit about this effect? No, certainly not. Go for it.
I'll grab Alias.
Yep. That's fine.
Well, we'll hit into it.
All right, it is a Naturia Cherries.
Okay, it's going to resolve.
We'll go ahead and grab one.
Thinking if I want this to resolve, actually. It's up to 2, right?
Yeah. What do you think? Yes or no?
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
We're just going to get one.
Take your cherries. Okay. I'll pass.
Draw for turn. Stand by main. All right, I'm going to fire off a tuning here. We're going to grab a quick draw.
That's fine.
And we're going to mill a level leader. I'm actually just going to set a card and I'll pass turn.
Fascinating. All right. We'll draw then. Main 1, fire duality. I don't think I'm doing much specialing this turn.
Oh, God.
Okay. I suppose that's a combo piece, or do I want more damage, potentially? Yeah, I'll go for the terraforming. I'm just going to bin it and search Fusion Gate, if that's okay.
Oh, good. Yeah. I don't have an Ash Blossom.
Yeah, I was going to say. It's a little bit early for that.
Okay.
We'll run out the alias.
Yep.
Battle Stratos into cherries.
It is 2 cherries.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Well, that solves that problem. Then I suppose I will just pass it to you.
Wow, that's really odd. I'm gonna maxi.
Sure.
Normal junk, target maxi.
Give yourself a 2. I see. I will Fiendish Chain the Junk Synchron.
Okay. Very cash money of you. I'll reborn the maxi.
Jeez. Yeah, sure.
It's a rough turn, buddy. We are gonna go Cataster here.
Bottomless Cataster.
It's a really rough turn. All right, back to you.
All right. I will draw E-Call.
Yep. I believe I'm just dead with the fusion gate.
Are you?
I'm close. Depends on what's in your hand.
Yeah, you would think, depending on what's in my hand, that would be the case. But I'll run out another alias. Battle 18.
Yep.
19. 19. Anything?
No.
Nothing. Interesting. All right, second main. Don't know what else you could do at this point. I mean, there's a few things, I guess. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to cut down your options here. I'm gonna overlay Stratos and Alias for Dweller.
Sure.
And then I'm gonna set 2 more.
Oh God,
and
come
throw
on.
it to you.
All right, stand by main. Normal junk, target maxi.
I will chain once more.
Oh, geez, come on. I'm gonna activate tuning.
I will chain Dweller to this.
Sure. I'm gonna grab junk synchron. And gosh, I don't know, a dandy? That will not do it. I imagine I'm dead here. I'm not literally dead on board, am I? No.
You are. I'm 100 off, actually. Funny enough.
Yeah, I gotta pass here.
All right, let's hope I draw a monster. Elemental Hero Clayman!
Good enough. Five tuners. That hand was Junk Synchron, Cherries, Veiler. Card off the top, tuning. Thank the Lord.
Excellent.
All right. Oh, I'm noticing a lot about this deck, and the number one thing is it is slower than I was expecting to play. Well, this is, I think, the most playable hand yet, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, good luck, buddy.
You too.
You are going first as well, so you get to draw, don't forget.
Oh, right. This is during that period. Whoop. Oh, well, that did not help at all.
Excellent.
Cheat here a little bit. I am just going to set 2 and pass it back to you, my friend.
I mean, you have a back row for once. That's nice. Main 1, E-Call.
Yeah.
I will grab
not opening this like one time.
Stratos.
Stratos is fine with me, buddy.
I'm gonna normal summon Card Car.
Oh, sure. No response to this.
I will set 3, then activate Card Car.
Sure.
Okay. It will immediately go to my end phase. I will draw 2, and I will throw to you.
Stand by main. Maxi.
Are we doing this again? Yeah,
we
that's
are.
fine.
What else do you want me to do with this card? I'll trigger.
All right.
Junk
Well,
Synchron.
just like last time.
I'll MST the Fiendish Chain.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let's
your Maxi?
Your Maxi. Because a monster was special from my graveyard, I'll summon Doppler. Where are we going from here?
That's what I'm wondering.
I'm gonna flip summon Dandelion here.
Yuck. Yeah, that's fine.
Dandy and Junk, we're gonna go into. Oh, and Maxi, we're gonna go into Stardust.
Yeah, you're good.
New Chain Dandy.
Yep. Get your tokens.
I'm gonna Rhoda here. We will grab Junk Synchron.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Reborn here, targeting Junk Synchron.
Sure.
Let's go 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're gonna go for Iron Chain here.
Sure.
I'll trigger Doppel Warrior.
Get your 2 tokens, yeah.
Combat.
Sure.
I'm gonna go Iron Chain in.
This is 25? Yeah, that's fine.
I'll trigger Iron Chain.
So I mill 3.
Yeah.
Interesting. Don't think I've ever had this card resolved against me in my life.
Got him.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Oh, I was like, I just gotta hit one of them. Stardust Dragon.
I'm going to Fiendish Chain Stardust.
That's fine. Back to you.
Okay. We'll draw. Stand by main. I'm going to run out Stratos.
That's fine.
Effect. Let's grab Alias.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go, let's see. Doppel tokens are level 1, and Dandy is also level 1. The only advantage here actually, this is weird. Attacking is almost bad. because that gives you a zone to summon a monster to, like, keep sinking.
Right.
Like, currently you're clogged unless you, like, attack me with something to, like, give yourself a slot. Because, like, you don't have any tuners up.
Right.
I almost sort of don't even want to attack. You have 1 card in hand. I think I'm going to just set 2. And I'm actually just going to pass here.
I'm going to switch a token to attack.
Sure.
Combat. Drag it in.
Yeah, I think this is fine.
Oh, wait, sorry. I have to do this the other order. I forget how this works. I'll go token in.
I was about to say, I'm like, okay.
He's just chilling.
Like,
He's just chilling.
If you don't want to crash the token, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so you're going to get the zone, then you clear the Stratos, and then you have the ability to, like, sync off and everything. Yeah, this is fine. So you'll take 18.
Let me use one of the Doppel tokens so that I take 400 less.
Oh, do they actually have attack?
I didn't know. Hilarious. They do, yeah.
Yeah, all right, so you can take 400 less. That's fine.
And then I'll walk in.
All right, so I'll take 7, and then I mill another 3, correct? Yeah. All right.
Ooh, wow. That is in your deck, is it?
It is. We're playing heroes, buddy. You should know.
Okay, second main, let's go.
Okay, we'll draw. Well, I think you're dead.
Oh, God, I hope that's not true.
Fusion Gate.
Yeah, that's fine.
Chain Material.
That's fine.
We'll activate Fusion Gate. Let us commence with the bullshit. I will banish 4 elemental heroes.
Yep.
We will summon the man Electrum. Can I just say, look at this guy's neck.
It's
look
terrible.
how
it's
like strangely distorted it is and how disproportionate it is to the rest of his body.
And I feel like I don't have to keep mentioning this for the elemental hero monsters, but he has a very grabbable waist. What's going on there?
So Electrum is a very strange card. So when it's fusion summoned, I get to shuffle all banished cards into the decks. So that would mean all 4 of my fusions here.
Yeah.
So as much as I would love to shortcut this, I feel like it's going to be very relevant to ensure that the location of the E heroes is known at all times. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and actually put these back in every single time. I can just put them on top and mill them. So I guess it's not like that slow.
Right.
So I will activate Fusion Gate again here. We're going to summon a second copy of Electrum by banishing all of our monsters.
Yep. And then
this will trigger.
Back they go.
Yeah, and then this will trigger Electrum, and we're going to put them straight back to the top of our deck. Imagine having to resolve this on Dueling Book or Dueling Network back in the day. Insane. All right, so we're going to overlay for our win condition here, which is Gustav Max.
Yep.
We're going to detach Burn You for 2,000.
Sure.
And then we're going to banish both the Electrum and the Gustav for a copy of Gaia. Now, we still have our heroes in deck here. So we're actually going to banish an Electrum. It's 2 Electrums, okay. And we're going to banish the Gaia. We're going to summon a Shining. We're then going to fuse again. Bring out the 3rd copy of Electrum. So from this point, this is going to trigger the Electrum. But we've basically established the first part of a loop here. Where this is going to be our returning point to that we're going to try to achieve every single time. So since Electrum has triggered and has put everything back into the respective decks, we are now able to basically do this all again. So I'm going to banish the top 4. We're going to go for an Electrum. We're going to overlay both Electrums for Gustav. We're going to use Gustav, Burn You for 2. Then we are going to banish the Electrum and the Gustav to summon Gaia. We are going to banish Electrum and Gaia. I think I forgot to put these back in decks, so these should be in the top. When I summon the second Electrum, I forgot to do this. And we're going to go for a second copy of the Shining here, yes, because we were resolving that effect. So now we're going to banish both Shinings for a 3rd copy of Shining.
Yup.
And now we can banish again off the top for our 3rd Electrum, which will complete our loop and get us back to turn 1, where we reset everything and do it all over again and basically to infinity until you are actually just dead.
So no matter how many Shinings are in rotation, no matter how many Gustav Maxes are in rotation, there is just flat nothing I can do about this.
This combo is just so resilient because it even like works under all these different type of trap effects. You can't Solemn Warning or Judgment anything because Fusion Gate's already active on the field, so that doesn't work. You can't Bottomless or Torrential because if you do, you basically are just going to reset every, like if you Bottomless Electrum, yeah, I think if you Bottomless Electrum, he's still got like summoned, so his effect is still going to banish or cycle everything back into the deck anyway, so you can just put everything back out onto the field. There is almost like, there are very few conceivable ways to actually be able to stop this loop, and this is like why this deck was actually like able to do something for even a short span of competitive life, is because just out of nowhere, you're playing this hero deck with potentially all these bricks, if you want to call it that. If anything, they just help you get Shining out onto the field just to kill your opponent faster. But at any point, if you assemble Fusion Gate Chain Material, you basically just get to do this, and there's almost like nothing your opponent can do about it in most instances.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, why is he Fiendish Chaining the Stardust Dragon? It does literally nothing. Well, it preserves your life total. And that's really the only thing you care about in this matchup, I feel.
Exactly. And so, you know, we can talk about these decks like while I'm just doing this again, just to go through the motions of me killing you, because this is still a very like convoluted way, and I technically haven't done that yet. So how do you feel, buddy? How do you feel about the pink deck over there?
It's hard, man. I mean, I'm sure that I am playing it improperly. Not insofar as like I don't know the lines, because there aren't really like big swingy combo setup lines. The deck is just mostly a lot of like utility monsters that end up mattering, and it was really good against like, it's a really good gatekeeper for like rogue decks and lower. And one of the reasons why it was like a DN staple is because, you know, if your opponent is doing something that's a little less fast than it can be, as you saw in the first game, setting like a tuning wear can be enough to win the game on its own. Unfortunately, like sort of Tengu Plant from its era, the deck just suffers from the same bloat problems. The Pink Reaper updated this like every couple of months, and the one that I'm on is like March of 2013, and there are just so many utility one-ofs. Even the extra deck is really, really tight. There's not a lot of room. And it's all to facilitate like super cool lines where you can go into shooting Quasar Dragon and the like. But in reality, while those lines were sick and flashy and interesting, they didn't come up unless you were given enough time to actually assemble them. For what it's worth, I did have probably lethal on the crackback. I've got a way to get a light into rotation, and I have a BLS. But
Jeez.
That kind of falls flat in the face of what you are doing.
Yeah, and that's just like the crazy part was, I know some people in the comments are going to roast me because I actually didn't set chain material when I did the card car, and I drew into terraforming off of it, funny enough. So I could have done the combo actually one turn earlier, but I didn't want to risk chain material getting hit by like an MST or some way, or like a Black Rose potentially, right? Because I felt that it was too vulnerable. I also don't know I'm going to draw into the other combo piece off of card car, right? So what, like, I could have even done it one turn earlier had I committed to that, but I just decided not to. And it's just, like I said, it just really just comes out of nowhere. Like, Robert Borajian really goes in depth just explaining like how resilient this combo really is. And let's also remember the fact too, Elemental Hero Electrum was a card from McDonald's. This was a McDonald's promo card initially, and the fact that like a card like this, and yes, it did have a stint of, you know, the anime where it was actually pretty relevant, but aside from that, I just think it's hysterical that someone came up with this ridiculous like 25 to 30 step loop that involves like a handful of cards that you would probably not expect to work the way that they're intended to. But, you know, I guess that's what happens when chain material meets Fusion Gate. But in all honesty, just pairing this with your hero deck, you've been playing the hero decks up until this point, and showing off how for probably about 4-ish years, they were, you know, pretty viable, even further beyond, right? I mean, I'm just talking about what we've gotten up to now in actual history, not in the actual modern timeline. I just love how there's so many different ways to play the hero deck, right? I mean, there's like big city, little city, you know, this bullshit, right? And then like it just continues to like evolve and change just because for how much people love heroes in general. And And this may be like one of the most like degenerate applications that heroes actually have had in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh history.
Well, depending on how you feel about Dark Law. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Hero is basically carried on the back of Stratos pretty much from its release until about 2013. And unfortunately, we will not have access to him forever. But that's hardly the end of Hero. Even without Stratos, it was popular as a rank 4 engine with Dark Law. We will see that shortly. It is popular afterwards as a powerful spam deck even into 2020, 2021. I will say Synchro Plant has fared a little less good. The Shooting Quasar Wombo combo is one of the first sort of... I don't know how I would even describe them. The Shooting Quasar combo is one of the first real, like, YouTube decks, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
One of the first decks that is just so impressively cool when it goes off. But realistically, you are winning most of your games with this deck because you're, like, a better player than your opponent, and they have loaded in with a worse deck than you, and you are given a couple of turns to find stuff. You know, that said, in the hands of a skilled pilot, this deck can still hang with the big boys. You know, just good luck finding a skilled pilot. I don't know where you're going to get one of those.
I don't know either. But, you know, when it comes to Quasar, I think Quasar is also like one of those decks that really gets people into Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like modern Yu-Gi-Oh, like competitive Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't necessarily like bring in new players. Like you said, this is like a YouTube deck through and through. And this is a deck that someone sees all of this just absolute ridiculousness going on, and you end on shooting Quasar Dragon, for which, like, for all fairness, is a pretty good payoff if you're going to be playing a deck like this, especially by like 2012 standards. And like someone sees that and like think, yeah, I think I should try out Yu-Gi-Oh! This looks like a lot of fun, especially, you know, if they're fans of the anime. I'll just say on a last note, I'm just happy we got to pull off the OTK.
Yeah,
because
I'm so happy. It looked like it wasn't going to happen.
I was thinking I was just going to get railed by Iron Chain and Stardust, and then as soon as I saw it, I'm like, holy shit, it's going to happen. And so, you know, all the practicing paid off, I guess. That's going to wrap it up for another episode. Let's go ahead and shout out the patrons as always. A big shout to Shout1317, Moto, Cameron Smith, Tim00x3, Ian Musa, Chaotic People, SJ Winchester, Part 2, Pony Stark, Dan the Man Hoban, MBT Play Madolce, Synchro Guy, Ole, Yusuf Asin05, Mystic Walk, I Ship MBT and Cimo, Draconic Rockslide, Logan, Thomas, Peter, Gregory, Thomas Selson, Jordan Coons, Kelvin, Iron Blades, Imperious, Jesse, True Orgasm, Brother, Paul, Chris, So David Lou, Skyrose, Dylan Hunter, John Two Base, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Day Sir, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Hornet, Give Me Speedroid or Give Me Death, Jonah Messenger, Oh My God, guys, please read your cards, CC Gaming, thanks for the sleeves, Dad, Matthew Brady, Dyer the Egyptian Editor, Max, Tom Russell, Why Read Your Cards when you can just click buttons, Ben Snatch Seal for Prague 2021, Helios 515, Paint French Girls like one of your MBTs, Black Acre, Say Gage Gang Engage 3 times fast, the entire state of Indiana, D's Cards, MBT fans gaming more than COVID, Simping for Simo, Mark Jackson, Tyler H, Justice for Queen Tiramisu, and Simo's harem of sexy Yugi tubers. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.